Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
Cryptoslo, more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Another day, another dollar. So today we're talking about Avarice token and the sweet 404 connection timed out if you try to reach the website. So a lot of people have divs trapped on this platform, and they're like wondering, how can I get this out? Well, at first, why did this happen? Well, they pretty much just gave up on the project, and they just guess they didn't want to pay their website bill. So regardless, the question is, how do you interact with this? How do you get your money out? So we're going to go over that. Now, this can be a little overwhelming because there's a lot going on with this, but if you take your time, put a little time into it, it's really not too bad. So the number one thing that you need to keep your eye on is the BNB. So it's not a full rug. So far, no backdoor, but there's 2,500 BNB in here. $624,000. So the dev has not stolen the remaining divs, which is a good thing. So number one, I'll leave a link down to the official contract down below, and this is the BNB side, but you could probably do the same with the BUSD side or in the other contracts if you have those. But I had some funds in the BNB side, and those are what I'm trying to get out. So thanks to the power of Web3, you can interact with the contract without the website, but you have to know a few things, and that's kind of what I want to cover, because the average person may not be able to figure this out. So you go over to write contract, and then you're going to hit connect to Web3. Okay, so in essence what we're doing is we're connecting to the website without the website, because we're connecting directly to the blockchain and interacting with the contract in order to try to get our funds out of here. So there's four main things that we need to focus on. That is ENDSTAKE, which allows you to collect your divs. Enter lobby. If you're feeling full degen and you want to keep entering the lobby, not financial advice, enter the stake from the coins that you put in the lobby, and exit the lobby to collect your coins. So basically you would enter your lobby here, enter a stake by a number of days, and then exit the lobby. But a lot of you probably focused on ENDSTAKE. So when you click on these, you're presented with options. Okay, enter stake, exit lobby. All right, so let's go over these. First, ENDSTAKE. Now, there's a couple things you have to know. You have to know when this project started. You have to know your StakeID, and you have to know on what day you can collect it. So let's say that you put a stake in on day 1 for 300 days. You would take the start date of the project plus 300 days, and at that point you could come back to this contract and you could scoop up your divs. Okay, but you're like, well, I don't know what the StakeID is. So each time you made a stake, it just simply incremented the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not by the days. So if you skipped a day, it would be when your next stake starts. Let's say you stopped on day 5, that would be StakeID 5, but then you waited 3 days. Okay, well then on the 8th, it'd still be StakeID 6. The StakeID is based on the number of stakes which you've put into the system. Now, I wasn't liking the vibes of this originally, so I had copy pasted while the screen was still up. So basically I know right now the maximum StakeID that you could have in this system is 205. The project started on June 4th, 2022. So if you know you had a stake, you would basically go to the contract, and I would know that on day 1 I put a stake in and it's ready to collect. I would put StakeID 1. So the only values which are going to be valid on this StakeID are 1 to 300. And currently we're on day 205. Okay, so Just keep that in mind. But if you participated in this every single day, you would have stake IDs 1 to 300. So worst case scenario, if you had no information, you would simply go and you would hit right and you would loop through all 300 of these, okay? And you would know that your stakes are covered, okay? Now, notice how I'm getting gas errors. A gas error means that stake ID is probably not ready to collect, okay? So, like I said, worst case scenario, you could wait 300 days and just come back here and loop through this end stake 1 to 300, and you would cover all of your stakes. So again, the end stake collects your divs, okay? So let's go over to my Web3 instructions. So this is the contract number 1, end stake, which collects divs. So the stake ID can be 1 to 300, and you simply put the stake ID and hit right. That's it, okay? Now, if you want to enter the lobby, okay, which not a lot of people are participating right now, so I can get an exponential amount of coins. Now, again, putting a single cent more into this project is risky because the website is down. We don't know if there's a back door where they can steal all those divs. I think, personally, if they were going to steal the divs, they would have stolen them now. But a lot of times the devs use the ghosting technique where they shut the Telegram down, which they've done, and then they start to maybe shut the website down, and then they rug the divs. So there is risk to this. So like I said, if you wanted to enter the lobby, today's lobby, okay, I would go to my Web3. Let's say I'm going to put 0.05 in. Now, referral address. This was hard coded, but I just had a dummy address. I really don't care. So I just copied one and I put it in here. I hit right. And this entered me in today's lobby. Like I said, I'm just throwing peanuts into here. Nothing big. I really don't care, but if this keeps going, I think it's a play to get more coins and get more divs, but so that is enter lobby. So that was easy enough. So collect your divs here, enter into future lobbies here. All right, enter stake. Now this one's a little funny, okay? Oh, and if you need to get a referral address, the easy way to do that is to go over to events and just look for hold on a second here, enter lobby. Okay, so go over to events and just look for an enter lobby event, okay? So you scroll down, So you can see there's other people that know what they're doing here, okay? So you click on the TX, you click on more, you hit decode the data, and then you can just grab a dummy address. So that's not a super big deal to do. So that was because that was hard coded into your window somehow, but I'm not really sure. But at this point, who really cares? Okay, so now enter stake. This is where it gets complicated. So, actually, before we can enter stake, we have to exit the lobby. Okay, so this is easy enough. Exit lobby. So we entered a lobby, and then we want to collect those coins. That happens at 8 o'clock every night, right? So if we go back over here, exit lobby. So I made a little quick calculation. I took the project start date by this autofills to today's date, and then the target date calculator 205. So all I'd have to do is hit that contract exit lobby. So exit lobby would allow me to collect the coins from the lobby that I entered. So I entered the lobby today, and then tomorrow or tonight after 8 o'clock, I want to collect those coins. I would simply put in the next target day. So 206, because today is 205. The next one's going to be 02 is 206. I hit write. Oops, I have to connect to Web3. Don't forget to hit that. Okay. I'd hit write. And anytime, let me repeat this, anytime you get a gas error, see how there's a gas error? Don't do it. Don't confirm it, because that means it's a bad transaction. So I won't be able to do this until 8 o'clock tonight, and then I can collect my coins. So now that I've collected some new coins, I'm going to enter the stake. So I'd go to my wallet, I would check how many Avarice I have, and at this point I'm not going to stake more than 60 days because it's rolling divs. So let's say I had 39,000, and then I'd hit write. And that's so this is the important one. To enter a new stake, you have to take the number of coins that you have and multiply it by 1 quintillion. You're like, what? So yeah, so you have to take, on the Web3 instructions, 18 zeros and multiply it by the number of coins. So let's say tonight I get 50,000 coins. This is the number I would put into the contract, because you take that total coins times a quintillion. Don't ask me why, that's just how it works. Because if you try this any other way, it's not going to work. So that would get my coins and a write, and then I'd have 60 days. Now, if you're going to enter new stakes, this is important. You need to keep track of this crap, because if you don't, you're probably not going to know when it's going to end. So I created a quick spreadsheet, project start, project day, and then start stake 60 days. So I know that I collect those divs on 2/24. And again, if you didn't track your coins, okay, like I said, you can always just go to ENDSTAKE, wait until whenever, and just cycle this number between 1 and 300, and you're going to collect all your divs. Okay. So anyways, I am not affiliated with this project in any way. Let me first start by saying that. And again, I'm just out here to make sure that my community of people know how to interact when something like this goes down, so that you don't get screwed, because I know there's a lot of people that have some juicy divs waiting to collect, and maybe they just don't know how to do it. With that, I hope you the best of luck. And like I said, there's no telegrams. All the telegrams are down, and they've pretty much ghosted everybody. So that's unfortunate, because there is still a lot of money locked up in here, and they're kind of screwing people by not keeping the website up. But what that tells me is there'll probably be no future utility for the Avarice token. But one thing's for sure, I want my divs. So hope you liked today's video. Like, subscribe, and as always, this is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking.